Okay, so good day everyone. So this is a lecture for Physics 81, no? So ang gagawin muna natin ngayon is to solve some problems para at least medyo prepared na kayo for the upcoming exam. No? So for now, we're going to focus on three things. First is, of course, we already know, also we had some examples about heat and internal energy. Okay, so basically we define we have distinguished the difference between heat, work, as well as internal energy, and also the concept of temperature. But diretso na tayo siguro sa application, which will be on specific heat and calorimetry. So I will provide some examples and also some solutions para at least no, meron kayong idea on what will be the ano yung mga possible na lalabas sa exam natin. Okay, so let us consider first this problem. No? So this problem says that the temperature of a silver bar rises by 10 degrees Celsius when it absorbs heat with magnitude 1.23 kilojoules of energy by heat. So the mass of the silver bar is given by 525 grams. Determine the specific heat of the silver bar. So basically, so let's start with the ano muna, no? So let's start with the solution. So the solution goes something like this. So, oops. So medyo lagyan natin yung ano natin. Okay? So for the solution, it goes like this. So first we have here the given, so that the silver bar increases its temperature by 10 degrees Celsius. So therefore, delta T can be written as, this is basically the delta T. No? So ito yung change in temperature. So we have 10.0 degrees Celsius. And we know that for the temperature difference, because diba, we don't need to convert this into Kelvin scale, because for the for the temperature difference, no, yung additional na 273.15 degrees Celsius will be just cancelled to each other. So this can be written directly by 10.0 degrees centigrade, or by simply 10.0 Kelvin. So this is already an absolute temperature, itong delta T. And also, the additional heat is given by 1.23 kilojoules. So just convert this into times to the 3 joules. Okay. And also the mass of the bar is given by 525 grams, but we need to convert that into a kilogram. So just multiply this by, we have 525, 525 grams. Now, so we just have to convert this to kilogram. So we know that 1 kilogram is just equal to 1,000 grams. So basically, this is just equal to 0.525 kilogram. So recall that the quantity of heat to increase the temperature is given by this formula. So we have this magnitude of heat, and this must be equal to the mass. Okay, so the mass of the substance in this case is a silver. So we also have the uh, specific heat. Kasi inanap dito is the specific heat. Specific heat, so let's call this silver. So what's the scientific name for silver? So this is Ag, Argentinum. Okay, so we have this delta T. So basically, isa-solve natin will be this one. Okay, you just have to calculate for this value of the specific heat capacity. And of course, to solve for this one, so we divide both sides by m. We have this delta T. Dito rin, we have m delta T para mag-cancel yung mass at saka yung delta natin. So this implies that the specific heat for the silver is just equal to Q over M delta T. No? So I know that this is somewhat like simple, so start na tayo sa medyo simple na problem. So again, remember, all of the units should be in SI units. We have 1.23 times 10 to the 3 joules all over the mass in terms of kilograms. We have 0.525 kilogram, and the change in temperature, which is equal to 10.0, let's say Kelvin. Okay, So by direct computation, so I don't have a calculator here. So anyway, this is already pre-calculated. No. So what we have here is that the value of the specific heat of the silver is given by 0.234. Okay. In this case, we have kilogram. Sorry, not kilogram, but because kasi dito joules. We have joules, or kung ayaw ng kilojoules, we can just write 0.23 times 10 to the 3 joules over kilogram, then Kelvin, or kung gusto niyo yung medyo formal na solution, so you can just have 234 joules per kilogram times degree Celsius. Okay rin din itong so degree Celsius. Okay, so whichever your answer, this one or this one is just actually the same. No? Okay, so this again, this is straightforward. Now, so we're going to consider another example. So let's consider this another example. So we have the 50 gram sample of copper, which is initially at temperature 25 degrees Celsius. So if there is an additional 1,000 to 200 joules of energy through heat, that's what is the final temperature of the copper. So again, here this is still the quantity of heat, no, and specific heat capacity. So we know that the mass of the copper, so we have Cu, is just equal to 50.0 grams. And again, you should convert this into SI unit. So you have to divide it by 1,000 grams. Tapos you have this 1 kilogram. So the mass of the copper for this sample is 0.050. Three significant figures. Okay, so we have kilogram, as well as the amount of heat given is basically just Q, which is equal to 1,200 joules, or this is just equal to 1.20 times 10 to the 3 joules or kilojoules. And also, given naman yung specific heat capacity ng copper. So the specific heat capacity of the copper is just equal to 387. Okay, so ayusin natin, 387 joules per kilogram, tapos degrees Celsius. Okay? So, again, recall that the amount of heat required to increase the temperature of any substance, so we have, is given by this formula. So, mass of the copper, kasi copper yung substance natin, the specific heat capacity of the copper, we have the change in the temperature. So, basically, we can just calculate first the change in temperature. Okay? Since ang initial temperature naman natin is 25 degrees Celsius, whatever the result of this delta T, so just 25 degrees Celsius, we can get the final temperature. Okay, so first thing first, we have to solve for the delta T. No? So again, the thing that we're going to solve here will be this delta T muna para mas madali. So we have delta T, which is now equal to Q over the mass of the copper. We have the specific heat capacity of the copper. So just substitute directly all of the given. No? So we have 1.20 times 10 to the 3 joules. All over, we have the mass of the copper given by 0.050 kilograms. So merong point dito. Then the specific heat of the copper is 387 kilogram per, sorry, not kilogram, but joules. Okay? So we have joules per kilogram degree Celsius. So, paki-compute lang. So anyway, paki-check lang. So this will basically give us 62.0 degrees Celsius. So, so anyway, this is the change in temperature. Okay, so ito yung increase. So since, remember, the formula for delta T is just equal to, we have the, ano no, we have the final temperature minus the initial temperature. So again, ang initial temperature natin is given by 25 degrees Celsius. So this will imply that the final temperature is just equal to delta T plus plus the initial temperature. So by direct substitution, we have 62.0 degrees Celsius. Sorry, um, degrees Celsius plus the initial, which is 25.0 degrees Celsius. Therefore, the final temperature must be equal to 87.0 degrees Celsius. Okay. So, this kind of problem is actually straightforward, no? Kasi this is just the quality of heat. Okay, so let's consider another example. So let's consider this third example. So here we have a 1.5 kilogram iron horseshoe, no? So alam naman natin siguro kung yung horseshoe. So yung parang nilalagay sa parang binabutan bitaw sa tiil sa kabayo, no? So it is initially at 600 degrees Celsius that is dropped into a bucket containing 20 kilogram of water at initial temperature 25.0 degrees. So what is the final temperature? So in this case, it is asking actually, it is assumed that after some time, the whole system will reach a thermal equilibrium. No? So ang consideration natin dito is that we are going to ignore the heat capacity of the container and assume that uh, a negligible amount of water boils away. So there is no boiling. Okay. So in this particular example, the first thing that we need to do is that first, ang sinasabi dito is that these two systems are actually isolated, so which means that there will be no change in the heat. No? So basically, the heat transfer between these two substances will be just the same. No? So the heat coming from the hot iron shoe will just be transferred into the water. So it tells us that for this isolated system, no, so the change in heat, again, total, no, so let's call this total heat, must be equal to zero. So there is no change. So what does it tells us? It tells us that the amount of heat that was lost, or let's say lost or gained, no, so ito yung tinatawag natin na so let's say the heat loss, or let's say ano dito kasi initial temperature, ang ano kasi natin, yung iron natin is much higher temperature. So basically siya yung maglo-loss ng siya yung maglo-loss ng temperature. So the heat gain is just equal to the negative of the heat loss. Or para mas formal, so lagyan natin ng plus the heat loss. Okay? Kasi basically yung heat loss, ito yung hot. No? So, kasi yung hot yung magbibigay ng yung higher temperature yung magbibigay ng heat to the lower temperature. So this must be equal to zero. So ano itong gain natin? So sino yung makakakuha ng heat? So basically it should be the water, no? So we have the water will receive some heat, and also itong loss natin, it should be the coming from the iron. Okay, so let's call this iron. So this is now equal to zero. So mathematically, this can be expressed into the heat gain by the water is just equal to the negative of heat loss, basically coming from the iron. Okay, so ito yung equation natin, ito yung working equation natin. And of course, we are going to measure the amount of heat. No? So again, the amount of heat in order to increase the temperature. In this case, let's consider the water. Water muna tayo. No? So we have Q H2O. So this must be equal to the mass of the water, given naman yung mass ng water because the mass of water is given by 20 kilogram. No? So we have the specific heat capacity of the water. Anyway, given lang naman yung specific heat capacity of the water. Now, so basically, dito, this will be the change in temperature. Okay? So we're going to assume that the final temperature of the water is given by T sub F. So minus the initial. So in this case, ang initial natin is 25.0 degrees Celsius. Now, for the iron naman, so Q iron, because this is the one we're going to lose some heat. So we have mass of the iron, heat capacity of the iron, then final temperature. Kasi again, as we have said, no, after some time they will reach this final temperature. So basically, the final temperature of the water must be the same the final temperature of the iron. So we have minus, the initially it is 600 degrees and Celsius. And also take note that since we are not considering any boiling points, that is why ito lang is simple lang equation natin. However, if we consider some boiling, if we're going to consider some boiling or let's say there is some steam produced, so meron tayong additional dito na term which is the latent heat of evaporation. But since it is stated in the problem that we are going to neglect any amount of water that is evaporated, so that's why we only have these two quantities. No? So what we're going to do is basically to substitute. But before that, I think we should write the I don't know the specific heat capacity of the water. So the specific heat capacity of the water is basically given by okay, so it is equal to 4,186 joules per kilogram degree Celsius. Yung specific heat capacity naman ng iron is equal to 448. We have 448 joules per kilogram degrees Celsius. Okay? So again, using this formula, no, so let's use another color na lang, no? So then decide it here that QH2O, so we have the mass of the H2O multiplied by CH2O. We have TF minus 25.0 degrees Celsius must be equal to the negative of the mass of the iron. We have the specific heat capacity of the iron, and we have T sub F minus 600 degrees Celsius. Okay, so I will not show the detailed derivation of this, no? So I will leave the missing steps to you as your exercise, na at least meron kayong ano tawag dito, ma-contribute. Okay, so after some algebraic manipulations, we have this equation. No? So we have the mass of the iron multiplied by the capacity of the iron, then you have 600 degrees Celsius over the mass of the this quantity, no? So plus this whole quantity. So by substituting the given naman yung mass ng iron, given yung mass ng water, so this will give us 29.6 degrees Celsius. So pakicheck lang ako ha. Okay, so I think that will be all for the part one of this video. No? So, para hindi masyadong malaki yung size ng video, so I will cut it. No? So, by parts. No? So, this will serve as the part one muna.